Now this is something I'm very excited about. If you notice here, I've got every single one of Cobra's brand new Dark Speed irons, from 5 iron down to gap wedge. Now the reason I'm excited is, usually I only get sent a 5 iron, a 7 iron, and a 9 iron. But this time, I'm managing to put them all to the test. So I can see whether these are long for you. Now, I've got a few apprehensions about these irons, but at first glance, don't they look absolutely gorgeous? Like, look at them. I like the back edge, but there's a few things we need to go through in this video because it might decide whether you buy them or not. Now, let's start by hitting some with the gap wedge. Now, the first thing, come and have a look at this, is the colour. It's not silver, it's not black, it's like this grey colour. Yeah, it's a grey colour we'll go with, and then this sort of plasticky back to this here with sort of plastic detailing all around the back. I mean, you can see some of the technology that's present, the PWR bridge, and you can see that this is definitely a hollow head design in the looks of it. The sole of the club is relatively chunky too, in the way it sort of looks there with the gap wedge. And remember, this is one of the shorter irons, and this is echoed through the set, which you will see in this video. So let's have a look at it, and down at the ball, what you think that looks like. Now, the overall profile of the head, I've seen much bigger, but this doesn't look too chunky. I actually quite like the way this sits. Top line is on the thicker side, but nice down to look at. A little bit of offset, but that's what you'd expect in a set of irons like this. This looks good. And I wasn't sure about the colour in terms of looks, but you can see the sort of detailing between where the grooved area is to where the outer edge is in terms of that colouring. Okay, let's hit a few away with this club and see how far this gap wedge goes, because these irons are designed for distance, designed to go a long way, get it in the air. Forgiving, like it's in the name, innit? Dark speed. Now, the reason why I want to test all of them is because I've got apprehensions. I want to sort that out. I want to see if I'm right, see if I'm wrong, and then I can advise you correctly. Okay, so I've normalized my data. We are hitting range balls, and I'd expect my gap wedge to go around the 120, 125 mark as a really good measure. Okay, I'm going to hit a couple away here for you. Yeah, I'm going to say it's not upsetting to look down behind the ball. Wow. That went high. That is coming down with snow on it. But it's not a strange sound. I actually thought it might be a bit of a hollow sound. Distance there though. Wow. 137. Now if I'm hitting potentially 12 yards longer with a gap wedge, what is that going to be like with a 6 iron or a 5 iron? We'll find out in this video. Okay, let's see if that was a bit of a fluke though, right? Because that was just one away. Let's hit another one with the gap wedge. You know what it sounded like, right? It sounded quite dull. I was thinking more high-pitched sound because of this plasticky back to it. I was also thinking it would feel quite, I don't know, a bit firmer off the face. It didn't feel that firm. It sort of felt halfway house, which is quite nice, really. Okay, here we go, second one away. Let's see if this goes just as high and just as long. That has come down with snow on it again. Tell you what, they go high easy. They definitely go high easily. Let's see if it was a fluke though. Distance-wise, 130 that one. So not quite as far, but definitely longer than I would be expecting. So we're gonna hit a few more now, but I wanna show you my first apprehension. That's pitching wedge, the next club I'm going to hit. That's 5 iron. I've got a few things to show you here. And where is 9 iron? One of the next ones, that's it. Okay, so come and have a look at this here. So you can tell someone's had these irons before me. This is the 5 iron, brand new. I unwrapped that just before I hit. This is the pitching wedge. Can you see? This is one of the apprehensions I've got here. This colour fading on the hitting area. Now I've had coloured irons before, and again, this is the 9 iron here. Brand new, look at the colour, looks great. So just to confirm, these two are brand new. This is the 5 iron, this is the 9 iron, this is the pitching wedge in the middle. And you can see how the colour's already started to fade. You've got scratches on the golf club. And that's one of the apprehensions I have, you know, because the colour looks mega. It looks brilliant when you first get them, but I just know it's going to fade on that hitting area. And if you're like me who likes to find that toe, that wear mark is going to go a little bit towards here. So this is that pitching wedge again. So remember last year's model, the Aerojet, was all that sort of silver, almost polished look. Whereas this is very much meant to be, look, dull. Look, I get why they've done it. I get it, because it sort of sits in with the driver range, all blacked out, dark speed, and it wouldn't be fitting to the name to do something silver. But for me, it's just not, not happy with it, not happy with it. Now, the reason why this feel is a little bit softer than I imagined is, I mentioned that these irons are hollow. They've actually got like a foam injected in here to soften the feel and increase the ball speed. That's why the feel isn't like firm, what I was expecting. It feels a little bit more softer. Okay, I'm gonna hit a pitching wedge away here. It looks a nice sort of blend in from that gap wedge. Let's see the distance. Remember, the longest one I hit with the gap wedge was 137. Be interesting to see this one. Oh, that was a little bit of a miss hit. That'll be interesting to know, actually. That was out the heel. How far's that gone? I'm gonna hit another one just to clarify though. So, interesting, 143 on a miss hit, definitely longer than I would hit a pitching wedge. Usually I'm in sort of the 135 range, so longer, but I just need to hit another one there, because that wasn't a great hit. I've been working on my swing, haven't I? Been working on my swing, and that felt a little bit, well, not as good as it could have done, put it that way. Okay, let's see where this one goes. That's a better hit. That's the one. That's gone high as well. That's gone like a rocket. I'm thinking 150 plus there. Easy, 150 plus. You are joking me. 157. That's a massive jump, isn't it? 20 yards jump from one club to the next. Long. Okay, let's move through the set. Now, I'm super excited to hit the 7, the 6, and the 5, because they're the clubs we're going to use the most. But let's quickly hit a 9 iron and 8 iron. 9 iron up first. And again, you can really see, come have a look at this here. I was just going to hit these away, but I've got to show you this. Look how new that looks down behind the ball. It looks so much better. And this is what I'm saying. My apprehensiveness about these is the fact of how good they look when they're new. Like, just look at that, right? It looks absolutely pure. But that pitching wedge that had been hit a lot, the other clubs that had been hit a lot, they're like faded. And I wouldn't want that. Because if you think you're gonna have these irons for 3 or 4 years, what are they gonna look like then? But I guess if they perform, does that matter? Probably not. Okay, let's hit these away. Here we go. This is 9 iron up first. Beautiful hit that. Again, it's gone high, super high. But again, that's what I want. I want that from these irons. That's gone super long as well. Okay, where's that 8 iron? Next one up for me, 8 iron. But that 9 iron went, plumb it neck, 174. Honestly, I don't think I've hit irons as long as this. There's just one problem, isn't there? There's the colour. But 174 with a 9 iron. I think I should game these. I think I should game these. Okay, right, let's hit this 8 iron away. 190? Can't be, surely. A little bit thin, but on the golf course, your playing partners would definitely be saying nice shot. 179, so yeah, a little bit thin, not as good, but still unbelievable distance with these irons. Everyone always asks me this question: what is the difference between last year's model in the Aerojet to this year's in the Dark Speed? And I'll be honest, if I was buying something, I would want to know what I'm getting more this year compared to what I had last year if I had the Aerojet model. Now, the face this year is 21% thinner, and all you gotta know, what's that gonna do for you? It's gonna allow you to get a little bit more ball speed. There's also 25% more face deflection. That keeps the ball on the face a little bit longer. That again, more distance, more forgiveness, and better launch conditions. All you gotta know is that 21 and 25% is why they're going to be better in terms of face thickness and face deflection. Now have a look at this, right? Again, I've got another bit of a bugbear here. Here we go. Now bear in mind, these irons haven't been in someone's bag. I want you to have a look at this. I mentioned the face wearing, but we're all right. I'm a big stickler for this, so let me know. I like to keep my irons nice. I always clean them. Now you have a look at the back of this here. Can you see where they've been clanging together? The Cobra bit on this plasticky insert, all the black's gone. And you were definitely gonna get, you can see these scratches around the top where the color has started to fade. So as much as these irons are performing, the bugbears that I got are all to do with the aesthetics. And I know you might be saying, Alex, does that matter? Because I'm buying them for the performance. Well, of course you are, but also we want them to look good, don't we? I mean, I'm a big stickler for that. I really am. Okay, Let's hit a couple away now with this 7-iron. I'm interested to know how far this is going to go. We've got to be touching 200 yards here. That was a beautiful hit, that. I tell you what, I'm really impressed with this sound. It's a lot softer. The face feels a lot softer than I was imagining and what I've hit in terms of these irons before and its predecessor. It's a more muted sound. I told you, touching 200 yards. Here we go, 7-iron, 200 on the nose. You'd take that for a 7-iron, wouldn't you? 100%. Let's hit another one with that 7-iron. Because one thing that I see here looking down at this, if you just look at this here, the iron looks really, really like it's not got a lot of loft in it. It looks very, very strong. But I guess the technology inside it in terms of a lower CG in this year's model, the 25% more face deflection, sort of counteracting that. It's helping me get the ball in the air. Even though it looks strong, that's definitely going to amount to better distance. But the technology in there still allows me to get that ball nicely in the air. Okay, let's hit one more. That was absolute beaut. Absolute beaut. Not going as high as the other clubs, but absolute beaut. Now, I said it wasn't going as high, but I don't really see that as a problem. It's still going high enough to hold the green. This is where it gets interesting though. Let's get into that 6-iron. That's the 6-iron. I'm gonna hit one away with this. And these are the clubs, aren't they? We use them a lot because most of us drive to that sort of 190, 180, 200 area. They're the clubs that we've got in. Now granted, it might not be going as far as this, but I'm definitely seeing an increase. That last 7-iron went 196. Now I usually carry my 7-iron 175. So that's a big increase. Now I know the lofts are stronger and that's going to amount to that. Let's hit this one away. One thing you're going to see here, I'm seeing this now as I get into longer clubs, I can start to see that cavity, the hollow headedness on the back of the club as I sit that down a little more. Okay, 1 6-iron away. Look at that. That was easily shot, easily shot. Tell you what, if they nailed these colours, there would be absolutely no qualms at all about buying these. Interesting, went very similar distance to my 7-iron. 198 went 2 yards shorter actually. On average, I think that 7-iron was going around the sort of 190 to 200 yard mark, but 6-iron very, very similar. Now, one thing that I have heard in the past with irons like these is people get that unexpected flyer. Now what that means is essentially the ball's just going to go far, a long way out the blue. I do feel these could be susceptible to that. Now you can make that up in your head whether that's important to you or not, but definitely susceptible to that. Right, the last club to hit, here we go. I can't wait to see how far this can go. Again, I'm not trying to hit them hard, I'm just trying to hit them normally. Here we go. Not a good hit that, was it? Let's try that again, eh? 5-irons are hard to hit, aren't they? Come on, cut me some slack here, guys. 184 that went, but we got better than that. We sure have got better than that. It's a little bit toe side, but I'm hitting a 5-iron at the end of the day, right? Not going to be perfect. Right, 200 yards. So I'm not really seeing much difference in distance between those clubs. But you got to look at it this way. Was it a little bit of a flyer with the 7-iron? Potentially. And longer clubs are just generally hard to hit and they're still going a good distance. But I don't feel the 6-iron, the 5-iron are going as far and jump as much as others. Now granted, I've only hit a few shots, but this is my first impression of these irons. One other note, you do get a slightly bigger sort of hitting area and hot face on a 4-iron, but my set hasn't come with those. I've got up to 5-iron here. Now I'm going to say one thing. If these were a different colour, and I get why they're made in these colour, it would be an absolute no-brainer. They go long, they go high, they feel forgiving, and they sound great. Just one big problem, the colour.